bonjour and welcome to 106 Middays.
Bonjour, thank you very much for having me.
Thank
Good afternoon,
you.
everyone. I want to say to the listeners that you actually pronounce my name perfectly.
Thank you so
And I'm
much.
very impressed by your
Thank
French.
Thank you so much. So, firstly, I'd like to start and ask you, how has the Mountain Kingdom welcomed you so far? How has it been like being in the Mountain Kingdom?
So, it's probably my fifth or sixth visit to the Mountain Kingdom. First time was in 2023. I loved it. My next step is to bring back my wife and kids and go horse ridings in the mountain.
Yes, please.
That's my intention.
Yes, please. Okay, so many listeners right now, they may not know the personal side of diplomacy. What does a typical day look like for the French ambassador?
Oh, you want me to tell you my day? So I live in Pretoria because I'm also accredited to South Africa, which is a smaller country close to Lesotho. And so I had to wake up at 3:30 in the morning to be able to catch the 6:20 flight. And then I had the immense honor and privilege to be greeted by His Majesty King Letsie III for a breakfast during which we talked about the topics of the bilateral relation between Lesotho and France. And you may know that he is extremely keen in exploring topics like agriculture, like cultural cooperation, business, of course, and that's what we talked about. So we talked a lot of cultural cooperation because that's what we do also in the country. I have here with me on my left Elisabeth, who is the director of the Alliance Française in Maseru, which I can only recommend to anyone who's looking to have French lessons, but also to eat very well and very quickly in a beautiful garden. And just so you know, over the years we have been promoting young Sotho talents, cultural in the cultural and creative industries, and that's what we did no later than last year. We helped mentor and produce a very young and talented director called Katleo Moniako. And we will continue to do so. So that's one. And two, we are always eager to showcase French and European culture. And tonight I will be at the Alliance Française in Maseru for the opening of the European Film Festival, during which we will present a film on the past Olympic and Paralympic Games in Paris last year. And I can only again recommend you to come. I hope you will be there tonight.
I'll be there. Thank you for touching on the fact that you met with the Majesty and you've talked about agricultural projects, because my next question is about Lesotho is positioning itself for green growth. Are there any French investors or maybe even public-private partnership currently exploring renewable energy or even environmental projects here?
So that's of course a topic of interest for both our nations. King Letsie III was in Paris back in March because he was, as the African champion for nutrition, and so he attended the Nutrition for Growth Summit. And so we had a gathering of His Majesty and the French President, President Macron, and they talked about that. And I was invited to explain kind of the situation. And obviously, for us, it is obvious that the kingdom could become a powerhouse of green energy because of course, there's the sun, but of course the water. And we have a French company called Artelia who is right now working on the Oxbow Dam project, and it's extremely promising. And we believe that obviously the kingdom could become maybe the first 100% renewable energy producer on the continent. And that of course has a direct impact on business, because if you can provide investors an absolutely steady electricity, then you give them the comfort of knowing that they will be able to produce without interruptions. And that's a great asset for the country.
Great. All right. So France, through the EU's Lesotho water program, it has been instrumental in supporting water and sanitation infrastructure. Could you maybe walk us through the impact and the scope of that partnership on local communities?
So waste management, water management are absolutely critical in terms of health and sanitation. There are key conditions to development. But also, so the mountain, the kingdom is mountainous. So building a grid that would cover the whole kingdom would request a lot of investment. But there are other ways to go forward. And among them, there is the idea of microgrids that could very well sustain or support power to valleys and villages, even if they are far away and even if accessing them is difficult. But thanks to, again, solar and wind, you can provide electricity to villages and to communities. So that would be, of course, a game changer.
Okay. All right. We're wrapping up and we're out of time, but I was enjoying this conversation so much. So, Your Excellency, to the listeners out there, this conversation reminds us that global partnership, it starts right here. So, what is the message to young Basotho right now that are listening, young entrepreneurs and innovators who dream of a collaboration and also who would like French partners or even expanding their ideas onto a global stage?
So we have several programs, but there's one program of which we're extremely proud of. It is called Creation Africa.
Okay.
And we are starting the second edition. So check to the young cultural and creative entrepreneurs, check the website of the French Embassy, because soon you will be able to present your candidacy to a program that may lead you to being a part of an incubation phase. And if your project is mature and if it's a great project, you may be mentored and you may access international networks, potential buyers, potential customers, and potential financial support or investors that could help you, again, implement your project.
Okay.
It's a great. And by the way, I have a last message.
Okay, yes.
Just to confirm that our joint history is already 200 years old.
Okay.
The French arrived in the country on the invitation of the founding king, Mosho Eshoe, back in 1833. And I can't develop the story now, but I would advise your listeners to go on YouTube and type "The Kingdom in the Sky," Mosho Eshoe's strategy and legacy.
Okay.
We have produced, on the request of His Majesty, an 8-minute film with no copyright, so free access. And it's a great story that tells the story of those young French missionaries who came on the invitation of King Mosho Eshoe and who helped him shape his foreign policy so that the kingdom could remain independent.
Right.
It's a great story. It's a great film. So check on it.
All right. Your Excellency, thank you so much for your time with us. Thank you for honoring our invite. And thank you for sharing these valuable insights with us. Until the next visit.
Until the next visit. If you invite
Ladies
me
and
again.
gentlemen, that was
Thank you
His
very much.
Excellency David Martinon.